Welcome back to another episode of Planning My Knitting. My name is Tasha, and I am the wife, mother, designer, dyer, and all things Desert Borealis on this channel. This is the July 2025 episode of Planning My Knitting. Looking back on last month, I started out with high aspirations and hit a lot of lows during June. As of July, I'm putting my design publishing goals on hold. For July, I just want to focus on getting my WIP count down to 0. And I know that I will not accomplish this in July, but it would be nice to make a dent. Who knows? Maybe I can get down to 0 by my birthday at the end of August. But after looking at all of my WIPs, I think that that is also out of reach. First, I want to go through all my project bags and see what is actually in them and what needs to be done to finish each project. Now, WIP number 1 is a pair of socks that I started in January. I had a lofty goal of knitting 1 pair of hedgehog fiber socks each month of the year, and that lasted a whole 1 sock. I have 1 sock left to finish out the pair. The main color yarn is by Hedgehog Fibers, and the contrasting color is a color that I dyed up last summer as part of my Summer Slushy mini set. WIP number 2 is a pair of socks that I was diligently working on at church until I needed to do the heel flap and gusset, and now they have been unattended for months. Basically, 2 socks to finish this WIP. This yarn is called Mermaid Tears and was the self-striping yarn that I released last year. Now, in this project bag, thankfully, there is no WIP. It's just a bunch of yarn that I had in here as an aspiration to cast on, but thankfully I did not. So this can go to the side, and later on, when I have a lower WIP count, I can probably cast these socks on. WIP number 3 is another pair of socks, and this one I was knitting using my slip zag sock pattern while I was participating in Knit All the Stripes Cal. Once I decided to make my life easier and stop participating in that cal, these guys were also laid by the wayside so that I could focus on my design goals. I need to finish 2 socks for this WIP to be completed. Yarn is a sock set by Freckled Whimsy from her Halloween club called Jeepers Creepers. WIP number 4 is a pair of palette cleanser socks, solid fade. If you watched my Maiden podcast, I showed these socks and spoke about them in greater detail. Basically, I need 2 socks to finish this WIP. The neon yellow-green color is a yarn from Salty Blonde Fibers called Word Vomit, and the other colors are Cascade Heritage in white, highlighter guava, night, and a mystery blue color. WIP number 5 is my longest hibernating WIP. It was supposed to be my husband's Christmas present in 2023, so I'm doing super great on getting this to him. If you have seen the television program Time Team, then you will recognize this sweater as a replica of Mick Aston's sweater. My husband has loved Mick's sweater, and so I decided to knit him one, and it is slow going. But I am designing this as I go based on a thermal shirt that my husband loves to wear. I have done the body and the round, and I am now working on the back panel. I will need to finish the back panel, front panel, 2 sleeves, and the collar for this WIP to be completed. All the yarn is Cascade 220 in fingering. WIP number 6, I can't even believe that I have 6 WIPs. It's stressing me out. But anyways, WIP number 6 is actually something that I had forgotten about, but I am excited to work on. This is my neon fade sweater using the Lily's Favorite Amp fade set that sometimes I offer in my Etsy shop from time to time. I held fingering weight double for this to create a marled effect to help the colors blend from one to the next better. I'm really happy I found this, and I can't wait to finish this one. I have to join the sleeves to the body and finish it off with the raglan decreases and collar. WIP number 7 are a pair of fold down tab cuff pair of socks that I am working on the design, and I am calling them Oma socks. They will be part of a set for a mother-daughter pair of socks. And while I'm excited to work on these, I think I will put them off to work on some of the older WIPs. And I will need 4 socks to finish this WIP because, like I said, it's a mother-daughter sock set. So 4 socks to finish this WIP. The main color of yarn is Tealicious from my summer collection last year, and the contrasting color is by Ruby and Roses. WIP number 8 are my tan line joggers. Now, these are special for me because my daughter and I cast on this pattern together. We have been wanting to work on them for a while and listen to Agatha Christie, so these will definitely get some love this month. We veered away from the pattern right from the beginning and inserted elastic into the waistband for extra staying power. I will have to do pretty much everything but the waistband for this WIP to be completed. Yarn is Cherry Bomb that I dyed especially for this project. WIP number 9 is a bigger project, and I know that I won't finish it for a long time since it is a scrappy project, but my goal would be to catch up and not have anything to add to it. It is my northeasterly blanket, and I showed it in its entirety on my podcast. WIP number 10 is another blanket project and will take even longer because the triangles are tiny. This is my triangulum blanket, and again, my goal would be to catch up and have nothing left to add to it. I have a bag full of scraps, so I don't know how long it'll take me to work through all of it. And thankfully, the last one is my Yorkshire blanket. I lost steam on my January hedgehog socks because this blanket became my obsession in January all the way through March. I'm not a fast crocheter, so it consumes a lot of my time when I work on it. But I have made 8 squares of the first 4 patterns, so 32 squares, and I have 8 patterns left, and I want to complete 8 squares of each. So to finish this, I have 64 squares total, and then I'll need to join them all together and do the edge. So this one's going to be quite the lengthy project. Now, as I complete each of these projects, I want to add the excess to some magic knot balls, and I want to keep track of how much I am adding to them so I know when I am closing in on my goal of 10 100-gram balls of warm colors and 10 100-gram balls of cool colors. Right now, after weighing these, I have 213.3 grams of warm colors and 160.5 grams of cool colors. And honestly, I can't wait to see what I will have at the end of July. Now for the planning part and deciding what I will work on and what will have to wait. The projects closest to completion are my January hedgehog socks and my neon fade sweater. These 2 projects will be my priority for finishing in July. I also want to make progress on a few of my other projects, and like I mentioned earlier, my daughter also has tan line joggers, so we will work on these while listening to Agatha Christie books together. I'm so excited to spend time with her, and maybe we can have a new pair of pajama pants in time for fall and our K-drama watching season. I think this will be doable. So I want to work on my northeasterly blanket for 10 minutes a day. And I haven't timed myself on how long it takes to complete a triangle for the triangulum blanket. But for right now, I will say that I will try to knit 1 triangle a day, but that may change depending on how long a triangle takes. Now, if by some miracle I finish my hedgehog socks and my neon fade sweater, then I will start working on one of my other projects and I will just go through and put them in order of importance. My husband's sweater will be the first, then the Yorkshire blanket if I get caught up on both of my other blankets. Mermaid tear socks would be next, followed by solid fade socks, the Oma sock set, and finally slip zag socks. Now, if you want to see week by week progress, then make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my weekly podcasts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon.